When people ask me what I did in the Air Force, I usually tell them I flew computers. Looks like aviation doesn't aviate without computers. Greetings, I'm Dr. Will, and welcome to Dr. Will's Software Project Leadership channel, where we focus on building real software to solve real problems. 2 fun events in as many months. What the heck is going on? The weather and the FAA working together to keep things interesting. If you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you. Appreciate that. If you'd like more content like this, then subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Also, if you're interested in discussing how IT is best used in your industry or business, schedule a call. The link is in the show notes below. Just yesterday, as I record this, the Federal Aviation Administration ordered a ground stop to all domestic air travel. The last time that happened was on 9/11, which is what, 2001, right? So over 20 years ago. Apparently the NOTAM, Notice to Air Missions system, stopped. The system carries all kinds of safety information that's not knowable far enough in advance to be delivered by other means. If you've ever been at the airport and you're waiting for your flight and you see the aircrew come up, you see them get a printout there at the check-in counter, that's what they're getting. They're getting the notices to airmen, so that there are notices to air missions to describe these safety issues that may be involved. Anyway, this system carries all kinds of safety information that's often not knowable far enough in advance to be delivered by other means. So a pilot flying between, say, Memphis and Boston might be warned that at flight level 360, between one waypoint and another, there are icing conditions, or that a runway is under construction at BOS, which is Logan, or whatever. Watch out for a flock of seagulls if you're into 80s bands. The point is, well, if the NOTAM system is down, commercial aircraft don't fly. And if aircraft don't fly, the schedule gets disrupted. So what? Well, if the NOTAM system comes back up, all the planes don't suddenly leap into the air and move on to their destinations, pretend like nothing happened. You have to rebuild the schedule and get things running again. And all the airlines are doing the same thing. So your ability to take off and land depends in part on what other airlines are doing, what the national government is doing. Then finally, once you get a new schedule, then you get to handle all of your FUBARD reservations and getting the aircraft and flight crews to their scheduled locations so that the schedule can resume. The FAA is supposedly engaged in building NextGen, the next generation air transportation system, the multi-billion-dollar infrastructure program that the FAA has been working on to modernize the United States national aerospace system. But they've been working on this for a couple of decades. They were working on this when I was still in the Air Force, as a matter of fact. Not to be a pessimist, but what are the chances that a tens of billions of dollar, multi-year Big Bang development effort is going to be a success out of the gate? See, gate, that's what you have at an airport. Anyway, can you say Denver International Airport baggage handling system? I knew you could. Please note that it will not work to build a minimum viable next gen and roll it out and see how few aircraft crash as a success metric. Kind of has to be Big Bang because you're replacing a system that evolved over decades from a minimum viable air traffic control system. Last month, on top of this, Southwest stumbled badly as it tried to recover from Winter Storm Elliott. Southwest does not operate like most airlines in the hub and spoke model. They use a point-to-point model, or as I've heard it described, a point-to-point-to-point model, which is actually more complex to manage. Arguably, the hub and spoke model is easier to put back in order to recover from these kinds of outages. Southwest problem was exacerbated by a system for aircrew to report their location that was archaic at best. Apparently, some Southwest pilots during the Winter Storm Elliott spent hours on the telephone on hold waiting to tell flight operations where they were. They might as well have told their pilots, look, find the nearest payphone, and all you millennials are sitting there going, wait, a pay what? Look, if you don't know where your qualified flight crews are, then it's pretty impossible to put together a schedule to get aircraft where they need to be. You're not going to put them on a truck. Anyway, so Southwest, already reeling from their difficulty recovering from the Winter Storm Elliott, now gets slapped with the failure of the NOTAM system. I had heard and had to confirm this fact, but Southwest Airlines, a business that depends heavily on computers, a business that does not function without computers, has no chief technology officer, no CTO. No CTO. I think we can expect that to change. The number of different systems required to keep a modern enterprise working is staggering. And an enterprise where lives are at stake, those systems had better be right. Failure in any one of them disrupts the entire supply chain. The lessons learned here? Well, let's see. Trying to get a large bureaucracy to make changes well in advance of the first disaster is probably a fool's errand. In advance of the second disaster is still a crapshoot. It snows in the United States every winter. Every winter. Be ready. If you, your business, and your economy depend on technology, then you need to give it the attention and funding it deserves relative to its importance. This channel is dedicated to helping software projects succeed not just in the short term, but in the long. So if you'd like more content like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when new content is available. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, issues, whatever, put them in a comment and I'll entertain them at a later date. And remember, if you're interested in discussing how IT should work in your industry or business, then schedule a call with me and we can have that conversation. See the show notes for the link. And that's it for me, for you for now. You have a great day and a great week. You be careful out there. I'll be seeing you. Bye.